Hello my friends, I'm GBKuhleen and today we're gonna open and build the MiniVerse Series 3 Cafe Edition. Similar to the Diner Edition, the Cafe series also has 12 recipes to collect. And yes, moving forward I'm gonna try to call them recipes instead of items or miniatures because that's what they call them. I'm really glad that there's not as many drinks as in the previous series. I really don't like drinks and we also had issues with the resin not being enough for drinks. But anyway, we can talk more about this later on. Now let's open the first capsule and see what we got inside. We got here a mini jar, which most likely means that we have a drink on our hands. Great. Yeah, it's very obvious right now. For our resin, we got some banana and strawberry smoothie. And here's our fresh fruit. We got some banana slices and a couple strawberries. Here's a bag of ice, very finely shredded. It kind of looks like snow. Actually, this reminds me of the Pebbles from the Lifestyle series. Yeah, probably made from the same material. And the last item is a straw. To make this recipe and give you a front row view, we're gonna use a table and half a capsule from the Diner Edition. Now let's get all the ingredients ready. Oh, this one seems to be very full, which is also very good. I'd much rather have a lot of resin than not enough, because that's a pain. So here we got exactly 8 slices of banana and then 2 strawberries. Let's get the straw out, otherwise I might forget about it. I am famous for forgetting to add the straws to these drinks. So first things first, we're gonna add some resin to this jar. Okay, so I don't think the resin was that full. It's just that there was a little bit on the top and it created like a bubble thing. However, let's just hope it's enough for our mini, which doesn't seem to be the case. Come on, MiniVerse, like what is going on? I am breaking my fingers here trying to get just a couple drops out. You know what, this is a waste of my time. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go in my stash of leftover resin and try to find something that matches that color. Otherwise, I might just lose my mind trying to get the last drop of resin out of that bottle and maybe still not be enough. This looks like something that might work. Cotton candy syrup. Yeah, I think that might be exactly the same color. Oh yeah, it is exactly the same color. Perfect. So we're gonna put this to the side for now. Get all this resin back in the container and we're back in business. That's more like it. Yes, I'm aware that we're also gonna have to add the ice, so we don't need to fill up the jar. So this is good for now because we need a little bit more on the top so we can add the banana and the strawberry. Alright, that should be good for now. Let's mix it all up with the toothpick and create that nice slushy kind of consistency. Although I know it's a smoothie, not a slushy, but it kind of has similar consistency, I guess. Alright, we definitely need more resin in here. Maybe just a tad bit more of that ice. This is gonna make it a little bit more difficult to mix. Maybe I could have mixed it in a separate container and then just add everything in here, but oh well. That's a tip for you for when you're building your miniature or your recipe. All right, I think that's good. Has a nice consistency. It's filled all the way to the top. Now we just need to clean this toothpick real quick and then add the banana and the strawberry. So normally I would cure this and then add a thin layer of resin and put the bananas and the strawberries, but this is really thick, so I don't think we're gonna have a problem with the fruit sinking in. However, before we do that, I would just like to clean the edges a little bit. Of course, first things first, I'm gonna add the straw, otherwise there's a high chance I will forget about it. And I think I'm gonna go with 1 strawberry and then 2 slices of banana. Maybe 3 slices is pushing it, but I'm gonna try, and then I'm gonna lift the strawberry up a little bit. There we go, I think that looks good. Time to UV light this. So the strawberry and banana will sink a little bit, especially if we fiddle with them too much. And I have another strawberry and more slices of banana, so I could have pulled them out, and cured the resin and then add these. But I think it looks great like that. You want them a little bit synced in so that it gives that, realism look. What do you guys think? Do you like it? Do you think it turned out great? I think it did. So we're gonna put this over here, clean the set, and move on to the next one. So first thing I see is this little table mat that says good morning. It's kind of bent and a little crumbly there, so I don't know how good this will work, but we're gonna go with it. So this is definitely something we've never seen before. We got some fish, some slices of salmon, and I'm pretty sure it's smoked salmon. I have a clue what this might be. Here's a nice rectangular serving dish. Here's a bag with 2 bagels, and I'm just wondering, do you already know what it is? We got a cute little jar of capers, and by the way, I think this might just be the smallest jar that they ever had in any of the series. I might be wrong, but I'm 99% sure. And here we have a nice tub of cream cheese. Sometimes you get resin or bags of ice or fruit that is exactly the same as, in different series or from different items, but all the items in this recipe are unique and never seen before. The usual tweezers and little knob. And then here we have a little knife. Let's check out this small jar of capers. They are incredibly tiny. Look at that. I even dropped it. Look how tiny that is. If you want a better look. See? They kind of look like peas, right? Let's put them all back now. I don't know why I did that. Probably should not have done that. Okay, lesson learned. Let's get our salmon out. We got 4 slices in total. They are kind of translucent. I don't know if you can tell on the camera, but these are very thinly sliced. We're gonna put them here on the plate for now. And here's our 2 bagels, everything style. Oh, wait a minute. Okay, so these are the 2 tops and those are the 2 bottoms. So we need to put them like this. So this is a bagel. And then this is a bagel. Okay, that's more like it. It seems like the seasoning is on both sides, but I just want to take a minute to appreciate how perfect and realistic the seasoning looks. I mean, that literally looks like poppy seeds. The sesame, not so much. It kind of looks like very coarse salt, but if you look at it from a distance, you really can't tell. So what we're gonna make today is bagels and lox. If you didn't figure out by now. Oh, I almost forgot. Let's open our cream cheese. Oh, look at me trying to open it like it's a real thing. It's probably, yeah, it twists. I thought it just opens like that. Nice looking cream cheese. We're gonna give it a quick mix so it's all nice and uniform. This is really, really dangerous, putting everything on this table. It's just that I want to give you guys like a nice visual look of everything, But yeah, don't do this if you're just making them at home by yourself. It's really not worth it. There's high chances you can knock something over and then, yeah, disaster. So I think we're gonna do one that's open, kind of like this, and then we're gonna do another one that's closed. Although if we close it up, I don't think it's gonna look that great. You're not gonna be able to see a lot of the things, but still, we're gonna try it. So let's go with the closed one first. You know what, to make it easier on myself, I'm gonna hold it with this. All right, so first things first, we're gonna smear some cream cheese. Well, maybe the first thing you wanna do is actually toast your bagel, but we cannot do that. Okay, that might be a little bit too much cream cheese, but oh well, it's too late now. Technically, it's not too late, I can remove it, but let's see how it looks. So I've never eaten bagels in lox, and I've never made them either. I don't know if you go capers first and then salmon, or the other way around, but I'm gonna do capers first. Even though you're not gonna be able to see these, I'm gonna try to put some on the sides so that they can kind of like push out a little bit. All right, so far so good. Now I need to release it. Oh, that worked perfectly. That was so satisfying. And then I'm gonna take a piece of salmon, maybe another one. All right, I need to go in with my fingers because this is moving all over the place. I'm gonna put a caper here on the... Yeah, I think caper should have gone on the top of the salmon. Had to figure that one out the hard way. We can leave those underneath. Give us a little bit more variety. So now let's put it here and then cure the resin real quick. Right, this is how it looks so far. So now we're gonna add more cream cheese. Okay, I'm gonna add the top part on first, and then we can still kind of like adjust things later on, but for now we just need to cure this in place. You know what? I don't think there's anything else we should do to it. I think it just looks good the way it is. What do you say? Do you agree? Well, granted, you can't see too much of the salmon and capers. I mean, maybe it would have been nice if that would have protruded a little bit to the outside, but it still looks great, in my opinion. What do you guys think, especially from this angle? Yay or nay? Alright, so now that we learned a few things about this, we can go ahead and make the open face one. So first things first, let's remove this salmon, put it here to the side, take that off. And this can probably go there for now. Alright, so first things first, cream cheese. Okay, that's good enough. Now we're going back to the tweezers and we're gonna add the salmon. Yes, I purposely put it like that because I want it to go a little bit outside of the bagel. I need to move this a little bit out of the way for now. Take this over here. That's funny, from this angle, the slices of salmon kind of look like a fish. Anyway, we're gonna put it down here. We're gonna grab our other piece of bagel, place it here like so. And I'm gonna grab these capers one at a time, dip them just a little bit in the cream cheese, and then place them on the bagel. Okay, I wanna get one more. This time, however, we don't have to dip it in cream cheese because we're gonna place it on the cream cheese. Right over there. I think that's perfect. You don't want to add too many. So now it's time for the... Oh, wait a minute. Oh, that was close. I almost messed up my old resin. Time for the UV light. And there it is. My very first time making bagels and lox, or is it lox and bagels? I'm not sure because both of them sound like it's the correct way. Here's how they look from this other side, and I think they turn out pretty great. And from what I remember and from what I see on the collector's guide, this is how they should look. But let me know in the comments if I did something wrong. And I'm kind of interested in trying this and seeing how good it is. But maybe one time, just like I did eating mini brands, I can do eating MiniVerse. So whatever I get in here, I need to make it and then go out and eat it. Or however I make it here, I'm gonna have to go out, purchase the ingredients, and make the real version at home in my kitchen. I think that's a great idea. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments. In the meantime, I'm gonna put this to the side, clean the set, and as usual, we're gonna move on to the next one. What is this? I thought from the back here that it's the Teaki Ice Cream. I forgot that this is actually the cafe series, not the diner series. Okay, we're gonna have a look and see what's inside in a little bit. Oh, this is my favorite sour cream. I love sour cream, you guys. You don't understand. I put this on everything. Saying that reminded me of that commercial with Frank's Red Hot Sauce. I put that on everything. Yeah, I can't say that word. This is a family-friendly type of video. We also have this nice placemat that says just like home. Here we have a nice plate / serving dish. We got a jar of chives, and now I know exactly what this is. It's the baked potatoes, which is one of the recipes that I really wanted to get. And the last item we got is a fork. Before we bring in the table, let's open all of these and see what we're working with. So these are the chives. They're looking pretty realistic, even though at the end of the day, as you can see, it's basically a straw that's green and then it's cut in little pieces to make it resemble chives, which I guess it does the job. This is how the sour cream looks, and it's exactly the same type of resin that we got as the cream cheese. So now that we know what's in here, I am so curious to see how they look. I'm actually surprised they even wrapped it in this paper thingy that looks like aluminum foil. Yeah, I guess it kind of looks like a baked potato. I don't know, this outer part, yeah, they should have done a little bit more. I think they could have put a darker color and kind of like make it different in parts. You know how it is, like it's darker here, lighter here, and so on. And on the top, it has a totally different texture. As you can see, it's kind of crumbly. I think they used some sort of like sand or kinetic sand, and then they mixed it with plastic or resin. I'm pretty sure once we add our sour cream and cure it in place, it will be okay. But in the meantime, we need to be very careful handling this. Yeah, honestly, I'm a little bit disappointed. I thought we would get our own kind of like mashed potatoes and a hollow type of potato so we can build our own the way we wanted it to go. That's not the case, and the only thing we need to do here is just add the sour cream, add the chives, cure it all in place, and then we're done. It doesn't leave too much room for creativity, but anyway, let's make the best out of it. Okay, that was my mistake. It seems like every now and then it's worth it to actually check the collector's guide because there's some information in there that you might need. So what it tells you to do here is kind of like poke it with a fork until you get that nice texture. And then I don't know what they mean with that top part. Do you have to add some of it to the resin, or they just show you to grab some resin and, you know, smear it on top? Because the way they show the final product, it seems like the sour cream is still white. It doesn't have any, you know, potato mixed in it. I admit I feel better about it, and I think as long as we take our time and be patient with it, it's gonna look great. I don't think this fork technique is that good. Let me try a toothpick maybe. It's kind of working, but not that great. So after a few minutes of messing around with it, this is what I got, and I admit it does look a little better. However, this is not stable. It's not stuck to the whole thing. So if you just do this, for example, there you go. You just lost part of the potato. And since the only resin we have here is the sour cream, which just goes here a little bit on the top, you can't really play around with these too much. Otherwise, you know, you're just gonna lose all the potato. I guess one solution to that would be to kind of like remove the whole thing and then mix it up with a little bit of clear resin if you have it. But again, it's not provided. You would have to, you know, have your own resin. For this particular one, I'm just gonna make it like this. But if I get a double, I'll definitely use some of my thick, high viscosity type of resin and just scoop out all this potato, mix it up separately with a little bit of resin, and then put it back. Maybe that will look better, but for now, I just want to make it with exactly what they gave us, because this is what you guys are going to get if you buy one and you get the mashed potatoes. The baked potatoes. Okay, here's how they both look, and yes, it's a lot better than before. If I could show you my desk right now, and there's a lot of sand or whatever this is, a lot of it is on my desk. And you can see that even here on the plate, we got a piece that has just fallen off. Anyway, let's add our sour cream now. I like sour cream, so I'm gonna add a lot to this one. Okay, something like that. Now I'm kind of conflicted between sprinkling the chives or actually placing them myself. So we're gonna go with the sprinkling method first, and if it doesn't work, I can just move them around a little bit. Okay, kind of worked, but I do want to move them around just a little bit. Okay, I think that looks a lot better. Let's move this resin out of the way so we don't mess it up. With the good old UV light, we're gonna set it all in place. Alright, so here's the final result. I gotta admit, I was secretly hoping that the mashed potatoes or the kinetic sand, whatever that is actually laced with UV resin, like a really tiny amount, and that as soon as we hit it with the UV light, it's gonna just, you know, get rock hard and everything just stays in place. But as you can see, that's not the case. But anyway, hopefully the next one will be better. So let's clean up the set and see what we got. First thing we got is a good morning placemat. Do you call it a placemat or is it a table mat? Here we have a bag of granola. A very nice looking bowl. It's different from what we had before. It's not crystal clear. It's kind of like a matte finish. Here we have some smoothie. It looks like it's dragon fruit smoothie. What does that even taste like? I heard that dragon fruit has no taste, but I might be wrong. I never had it, so I would not know if that's true or not. In here we have some fruit. I can see blueberries and pineapple. The good old tweezers and a little spoon. So based on all these ingredients, it seems like we got the dragon fruit bowl, which is exactly the same recipe or item or miniature that is printed on the capsule itself. So it's pretty obvious. The first thing we're gonna need to add is the resin or the dragon fruit smoothie. Okay, this one doesn't open like that either. Seems like we have quite a lot in there. I don't know why, for some reason I was expecting a bottle so that we can squeeze it in there, but I'm glad because bottles are notorious for not having enough resin in it. But fortunately, containers always have more resin than you actually need, which is good because then we have extra and we know we're not going to run out of resin. Also, this resin is thick enough, or viscous enough that we don't need to, add most of it, cure it, and then add a thin layer for the fruits. I think we can get away with just doing it all at once and placing the fruits after we level everything up. The picture actually looks as if it's nice and smooth, but I kind of like it like this. A little bit smooth, not leveled up. And then I'm gonna do a twirl like this and kind of like bring it up. There we go, something like that. I think we're gonna put the spoon in there too and just leave it in there. I'm not gonna create a frozen moment. I'm just gonna do those kind of things when I get a double. Oh no, I knew I should have been careful with that. All right, I think we still have enough blueberries, but I'm gonna try to collect some of the other ones that I just dropped all over the place. I was able to find 5, but I'm sure there's more on the floor. I just can't see them. It's probably when I start vacuuming that I'm gonna notice a lot of them. All right, so first up is the pineapple. I think that's good for now. Let's add some blueberries, and then, if we need to, we can add more pineapple. Let's add another slice over here. I have an idea. I might make this a frozen moment after all, but I want to make it a very natural frozen moment, That's good so far. Now let's get the granola. I was thinking of just picking up the spoon and lifting it up, and whatever comes on it is on it. Whatever doesn't is just, just however it looks, we're just gonna leave it like that. So you guys think that's a bad idea? It might be a really bad idea. So before I do that, I just want to show you how it looks right now so that, you get a feeling for how good it would have been if I didn't do that. And I don't want to go too high. Even if it just like touches the top of the things, it's fine. Oh boy, I think it's too thick. What should I do? Let me turn on the light. So I just need to lift it up. Okay, so it's not bad, but it's not what I imagined either. Again, it's not terrible, but it's not exactly what I imagined. And I think it's because the resin is a little bit more thick than, the other types of resins. Yeah, I'm looking forward to your comments and specifically on what do you think about this one? If you enjoyed it, if you think I should have left it the way it was, if you have any suggestions for how I should have done it better. But either way, that being said, we have reached the end of this video. I really hope you enjoyed it, and I want to say thank you in advance for liking, commenting, and subscribing. Now, as usual, you guys stay golden, keep on shining, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.